This is Socrative. You can find it on Socrative.com. This is actually a website that you can have on your phones or on your computers, and it is a quick assessment for the kids, but it does it in a funner way. It does it in different activities. Let me show you how to set up a Socrative quiz. So here's the teacher menu on how to create a Socrative quiz. You can actually go through and make different type of quizzes, a space race, and an exit ticket for your kids. You can do it in multiple choice, true, false, or short answer, but it's really cool how it does it. I'm going to click on quizzes here. They actually give you a quiz already, so I'm going to click on their example quiz. And it shows you some of the things that they do. So it gives you the question. You can choose how many multiple answer questions you can have, and then you click on the one that's correct. As far as true or false, it's the same way. You can add pictures and other details and videos to your question so that kids can have that understanding. And then you can also have a short answer type thing. If you have a short answer, they have it so that it's not dependent on lowercase or uppercase spelling. So that's very cool too for those kids who don't like to capitalize their letters. So now that I went through the practice quiz, I'm going to show you how to actually build one. It's really simple. You just push add quiz, create new. And then you can title the top. So let's title this animals. You can actually align quizzes to standards. So if you have certain standards, you can look it up. You can choose what your question is. So let's do multiple choice. I'm going to then do a question. So frogs are, and I'm going to kind of keep it a short answer a little bit. And I might put reptile, mammals, amphibious, and then maybe I don't want a D or E. So all I have to do is push the X here, and then you mark which one's the correct answer, and it will do it. And you can keep adding questions. You can actually do an explanation of why they're amphibious or whatever your question is so that the kids can read and see why or why not they got the answer correct. You can always add more answers and do that sort of thing. So it's really easy to figure that out. So I'm going to save my question here. And I can always go back and edit any sort of information that I want. I'm going to go ahead and save and exit out. So there we go. My quiz is right there, my animals quiz. Now in order to have the kids log in and take your quiz, you can click on this share button here and you can copy and paste the link, or you can have them come in and they have to write this information in the box. If you didn't want them to do it digitally, you can actually download a PDF file and it will open it up and show you the answers, and that keeps a score on top so that you can score it if that is something that you'd like to do. All right, so now I want my students to take this quiz. I can click on the launch button and the quiz. I can click on which one I want to do and then click the next button. As a teacher, I can set if they get instant feedback or if they can navigate or do it on a certain level. So my quiz, I'm going to say, requires a name, and it will show feedback and their final score. So I'm going to push start here. So now mine is open for the class. I just need to push finish. And launch it. Now at the top of my screen is actually my classroom code. So students need to go to this code in order to launch into their own quiz screen. So here is the student login page. They need to put in that code that they had seen earlier. And now that they're logged in, they are at this screen waiting for the next activity to begin. So that is up to the teacher to start that quiz for them. On the teacher's end, I have opened up the quiz, so now it's up to the student to write their name. So it would be Bill. And there's the question that they can have. Now, students get to click on the one they want and click submit. Let's say that frogs are mammals. So I'm going to push submit. And it will say that, hey, I'm incorrect, and it will tell me the correct answer. So now that I've completed my activity, because I only had one question, as the classroom teacher, I can look at the data of my students. On the reports tab here, we have animals, and we see that a quiz was taken. I can click get reports, and I can check my entire classroom or an individual classroom, or just a specific question, just generally which one I want to do. Now I clicked on reports, and it actually took me to an Excel document, and it will show how many answers that the person got correct out of how many. And it will actually show the question and how many people did it. So if I had more than one person doing this assignment, it would show me how accurate my question is. And maybe as a teacher, I can go back and reteach this question and the possible answers that it could have. Now you can also do something called a space race, which is really very cool because you can click on the quiz that you have, and instead of using it as a quiz, you can make them have teams so that you can assess your students. You can change the icons so that you don't need to just be a rocket ship, and you can change all these things over here. It will put them in teams randomly, and then they can try to beat each other at a question. So now I am Joe, and I'm going to push done. I'm on the blue team, and I'm on my first question, so I'm going to go ahead and click one and see what happens. Oh, my answer wasn't correct. I'm going to keep clicking through and see if I can get any. Oh, my answer was right. There's that picture. What is that? And then here's my short answer. Maybe it's the Atlantic. From my information, I know this is not correct, but we'll see what happens. Oh, look at that. It was the Pacific. Completed my activity this time, so that data gets sent to the teacher. Here is a demo of what the student would see on the board. This would be shown up on the board so that people know what their team is like and how much they're doing. So Socrative in itself is a great way to assess students and do it in a quick, easy way for both students and teachers. Teachers get instant response as well as students, and it's great to know how much they actually do know. So check out Socrative.com.